Hello and welcome to webinar Transforming Anxiety. It's a session number 7. I would like to welcome again everybody after almost 3 weeks break, spring break. We had an excellent trip to UK and Scotland, and we come back with full energy and a lot of emotion. We saw our granddaughter, who will be graduated very soon in Edinburgh University, end of this year in May. So let's continue our journey to read, to study, and implement book Transforming Anxiety. And before we move forward and start to read it, I would like to say Happy Mother's Day, dear moms. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to wish you health, and happiness, and to be loved by your family forever, with or without forever. Okay, let's continue, or let's start at number 7. I would like to start Helen to read cover of the book. I would like to ask Zoe to translate from English to Russian, then we will continue in English only. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. The cover is called Transforming Anxiety, the HeartMath Solution for Overcoming Fear and Worry and Creating Serenity by Dr. Deborah Rosman, PhD.
Добрый вечер. Решение Института математики сердца для преодоления страха и чувства страха и беспокойства и создания спокойствия и умиротворения.
The perfect antidote to anxiety. Feelings of anxiety can sap your energy, joy, and vitality. But now, the scientists at the Institute of HeartMath have adopted their revolutionary techniques into a fast and simple program that you can use to break free from anxiety once and for all.
Прекрасное средство от чувства тревоги и страха. Чувства тревоги могут забирать вашу энергию, радость и жизненную энергию. В настоящее время ученые Института математики сердца ввели свои революционные методы в быструю и простую программу, которую может использовать каждый, чтобы освободиться от чувства страха и тревоги раз и навсегда.
At the core of HeartMath method is the idea that our thoughts and emotions affect our heart rhythms. By focusing on positive feelings such as appreciation, care, or compassion, you can create coherence in these rhythms with amazing results. Using the HeartMath method, you'll learn to engage your heart to bring your emotions, body, and mind into balance. Relief from anxiety, optimal health, and high performance all day long will follow.
В основе метода Института математики сердца лежит идея, что наши мысли и эмоции влияют на сердечные ритмы. Сфокусировавшись на положительных чувствах, таких как признательность, забота или сочувствие, вы можете создать согласованность в этих ритмах и иметь замечательные результаты. Используя метод математики сердца, вы научитесь использовать сердце, чтобы привести эмоции, тело и разум в баланс. После этого последует облегчение от чувства тревоги и страха, хорошее здоровье и высокая производительность в течение целого дня.
Okay, it's a quote. A powerful guide to using positive emotions and loving kindness to reduce anxiety in its myriad forms. Drawing on science and common sense, the HeartMath tools will be helpful to anyone when practiced as taught in this straightforward and easy to read book. It's from Frederick Laskin, PhD, director of the Stanford Forgiveness Project and author of forgive for good.
Эта книга является мощным руководством по использованию позитивных эмоций, любви и доброты, чтобы уменьшить чувство тревоги в ее многочисленных формах. Привлекая науку и здравый смысл, средства метода математики сердца будут полезны любому, кто его практикует. Этому обучает эта простая книга, ее легко и просто читать. Все.
Help you, Zoya. I'm sorry. Thank you, Zoya. Thank you, Helen. Let me switch the screen and we will continue. Just give me a second, please. Helen, do you see taken action, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, please go ahead. Proceed from taken action, please.
Okay. Take action. Remember to keep writing down any glimmers of new perceptions so you can remember them. If you don't act on your insights right away, they can fade or you can begin to doubt them. Put them into action and watch how things can improve. To give you more sensitivity to how the cut-through process works, read the Inside the Cut-Through Technique section in chapter 6. Often just reading more about it helps people get more release. Set a practice program. You'll be surprised at how many issues can be cut through in only a few sittings. Others will take time. Keep going for it. If you have difficulty, experiment with the order of the steps. Some people with traumatic or deeply charged issues find it helpful to first do steps 1 and 2, then steps 5 and 6, to increase coherence and dissolve significance so they can achieve a more objective, neutral understanding in steps 3 and 4. The tendency is to try to jump to a mind understanding without shifting enough underlying feeling into coherence so that intuition can come in. Find a place where you can cut through with no interruptions or distractions from other people, telephones, or pets for 10 to 15 minutes, or less if you arrive at your objective sooner. It doesn't take long to get a release or insight if you are in a peaceful and genuine frame of mind. Approach practice sessions with a genuine heart attitude, instead of trying to find a quick fix to get the monkey off your back. The latter won't give you the coherence you need to cut through. Many people find it helpful to practice the heart lock-in technique given in chapter 6 before their cut-through practice. Heart lock-in helps you find that more peaceful and genuine place. It helps you stay in your heart through locking into and sending positive attitudes to your feelings, your body, other people, or issues. Practicing heart lock-in for even 5 minutes will increase your power to sustain coherence and get back to coherence faster when you get out of balance. As you make genuine efforts to practice a more coherent, peaceful state, more of your real spirit can come in to help. Practice cut through 5 days a week to build your coherence power. You can do it more often, of course, but set yourself a goal and regular practice program and stick with it for a month. That's not a long time, considering how much more time you've invested in anxiety issues. Commitment to a cut-through practice plan is an investment in yourself and in taking individual responsibility. To make your practice simpler, you can tape record the steps of cut through at a place that feels right to you. Then you can listen to the recording and guide yourself through the steps without getting distracted by reading them. Have a pencil and a cut-through worksheet in front of you and pause the recording to write down your feelings and perceptions after each step. Create cut-through worksheets. Create cut-through worksheets for your practice program. Divide a piece of paper or a page in your journal into 6 sections, one for each step, or create several in your journal or notebook. Write down the heading or questions for each section as given in the box below and leave enough room between headings to write your answers. Make copies of the cut-through worksheet. Write the date of each session to keep track of your progress and remind you of what your heart intelligence is showing you. Cut through one issue at a time. If you can't formulate an issue, use anxiety, fear, or another stress feeling as your issue. If more issues pop up as you go through the steps, don't worry. That's part of the clearing process. Just keep going through the steps and following your heart. Participants in a research study who practiced the cut-through technique 5 days a week for 30 days experienced significantly reduced anxiety, guilt, burnout, stress, and hostility, along with significantly increased contentment, caring, warm-hearted emotions, and vigor. McCarthy, Barris, Choplin, Rosman. It's 1998. To facilitate your practice, you can do steps while listening to Doc's music on the CD Speed of Balance, which was designed to facilitate emotional release from cellular patterns and regeneration and was used in the cut-through study. This is the cut-through worksheet. Step 1, my issue. Step 2, describe any shifts in feeling or perceptions after practicing step 2. Step 3, what would I tell another person with this issue? Describe any subtle or obvious shift in perceptions after practicing step 3. Step 4, what options do I see from a more neutral stage? Describe any feeling or perception shifts from practicing step 4. Step 5, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much significance have I invested in this issue? Describe any feeling or perception shifts after practicing step 5. Step 6, cut through response, feelings or insights that my heart intelligence is offering me. Practice makes permanent. After some sessions of committed practice, you'll start to find the rhythm of technique and how the 6 steps flow together energetically to give you release. Once you find the flow, the steps will be easier to use in shorter time periods. Eventually, you'll be able to just use the quick cut-through steps below to remind you of what to do. Many find it helpful to write the quick cut-through steps on sticky notes and place them on their computer screen, bathroom mirror, or other convenient places. Alexis says, seeing and moving through the quick steps when I'm on the run and feeling anxious helps get my mind and heart working together. Usually I go through all 6 steps in a row, but sometimes my heart just pops in with one to use and it really helps. Quick cut-through steps. Step 1, be aware of how you feel. Step 2, breathe a positive feeling or attitude. Step 3, assume objectivity. Step 4, rest in neutral. Step 5, soak and relax. Step 6, ask for guidance, appreciate. Practicing cut-through is training in emotional strength and flexibility. You'll surprise yourself as how adept you can become at managing your emotional energy. You'll get release on issues that have been bothering you and find that you are recreating your life. And you'll reach a place where some of those problems you've been working on and working out for a long time are finally coming to resolution.
Helen, thank you for your reading very much. I would like to ask Zoya continue to read next section.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Lena. Chapter 5, Accelerated Clearing. The part can never be well unless the whole is well. Plato. The pace of life today is moving much faster than in previous eras and is continuing to speed up. This can cause anxiety when you feel you can't keep up. However, you can use the accelerating pace to your advantage to shorten the process of clearing. You can learn to shift emotions and attitudes faster as you ride the speed wave instead of getting dragged down in the undertow. You can reach inside and find the power to change. Challenges to clearing. The biggest challenge in clearing is getting your emotions to agree with what you conceptually know is true. Despite your efforts, emotions can have their way with you, taking you back into the same old feelings and reactions, restocking and restoring significance. The quickest way to stop this is to clear as soon as anxiety triggers, before it starts a downward spiral and energy drain. In chapter 3, you learn tools in action to help clear overcare and anxiety as they come up in the moment. If you let a downward spiral start, its energetic momentum can take you down into all the stored significance from the past. Then it feels like you have to fight your way out or climb your way out of the quicksand if you can. In chapter 4, you learned the cut-through technique to harness the power of your physiology and spirit to clear deeper issues and long-standing anxieties that have stored emotional significance. More understanding of how clearing works physiologically and energetically can speed up your process. How you do have choice. You activate different heart rhythms and neural circuits based on choice. To shorten the process of clearing, you have to deepen your intention. What lengthens the process is not having a deep enough commitment to halt a downward spiral. This is why the tool notice and ease is so important. You have to recognize what's going on and ease into the heart so that you can make a choice. The power of neural tool is critical at that choice point. It allows your emotions to settle so you can make a conscious choice about which way to go. The attitude breathing tool then allows your heart and mind to shift into alignment to make a heart intelligent choice. If anxiety still won't release, use the cut-through technique or just the quick cut-through steps. Soak and relax in the heart to allow the significance to dissolve. It doesn't take as much soak time these days to move the old out and get new clarity. Another benefit on the accelerating pace of life. Bill describes the choice. I easily fall into impatience and get overly demanding with the 8-year-old daughter. My body becomes rigid. My breath is shallow. My muscles tighten. Bill learned that he has a choice about which emotional road to go down. I can stay impatient, or I can immediately use a tool to go to my heart for greater calmness. I have a choice as to what kind of a person I want to be. Would I rather be righteous and rigid, or would I rather be happy, centered, grounded, and joyful? Getting aligned emotionally. It's easy to get inspired by insight, but not have enough committed intent to act on it. You have to take it to the street. Intuition plus follow through creates the energetic momentum you need for the clearing old patterns. Even when you get new clarity, you can still feel unsettled emotions that are not yet aligned with the heart. The mind understands at a surface level. This is a conceptual understanding, but lacks emotional alignment, so it doesn't have the power to clear. Here's an example. Two people have an argument and on the surface resolve the issue. Being decent human beings, as they leave the room, one checks in. I'm okay. Are you okay? And the other says she's fine. But both live with unresolved feelings. When they see each other again, there's a distance between them because the unsettled emotions didn't totally clear. They got conceptual agreement, but not emotional agreement. There wasn't enough heart openness and honesty to get the emotional clearing. Right now, as you read these words, this is actually happening between millions of people all over the world. Most know something is missing, but they don't know what to do. They smile and say they're fine, but they don't have the alignment with the heart needed to find peace. With conceptual alignment, there can be only piecemeal peace without oneself, or between parents and children, spouses, or even nations. Countries can be aligned in their policies on the conceptual level, but not on the emotional level. This leads to ongoing distrust and erupts in conflicts. People stay in therapy for years while the therapists try to help them address emotional issues with a practical conceptual approach. This rational approach often misses the emotional dynamics going on internally. If the therapist doesn't have enough alignment with the heart to know what is needed, the patient stays dismayed. This is why the heart is essential in therapy. The heart operates in a different energetic domain that has the power to align and untangle the emotions. Jasmina Agrillo, a licensed HeartMath provider and stress management specialist, describes a profound clearing her client had using the cut-through technique to release sexual trauma from her father and grandfather. The client had arrived at a compassionate understanding of the patterns of suffering in her father's and grandfather's life that would cause them to sexually abuse her, but she couldn't experience release at the feeling level. Because of that, she was still reliving the trauma and living in fear. It took just 2 sessions with the cut-through technique for her to come to a deep level of healing and peace she had never experienced before with any other process. Step 5, soak and relax. And step 6, ask for guidance, empowered, a deep cellular release from the experience, a new understanding. Of her own volition, my client fully forgave her father and grandfather. It was a profound experience for me as a coach to witness the intelligent presence of love or God that her heart brings in when we consciously light the spark of appreciation and real care.
Zoe, thanks a lot. Zoe, thank you. Take a break, please. And I would like to ask Iris, please continue following section.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Helen. And thank you, Zoe. The physiology of clearing. Emotions are electromagnetic and biochemical process. Emotions also cause muscular reactions. Anxiety, frustration can tighten your neck and shoulders. Fear can grip your heart or cause a churning in your stomach. By contrast, love, appreciation, and compassion can soothe and inspire you, allowing your muscles to smooth out and your organs to function with greater harmony and flow. In addition to affecting muscular reactions, emotions create hormonal responses. Positive emotions create different hormonal responses than negative, stressful emotions. Even feeling numb or feeling nothing are still emotional states. That create hormonal responses. Over time, your hormonal responses become set patterns that in themselves start to trigger automatic emotional and physiological reaction that profound impact how you feel. Emotions and hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers that regulate many of our body's function and affect the way your brain processes information. Hormones are found in the brain, heart, and throughout the body. How hormones work to condition how you feel is still being uncovered. In 1983, the heart was reclassified as part of the hormonal system when a new hormone produced by the heart was discovered by Cantin and Gines in 1986, nicknamed the balance hormone. Atrial natriuretic peptide, ANP, carries information throughout the body and has receptors in the blood vessels, kidneys, adrenal glands, and brain. ANP helps reduce the effects of stress. Recently, other hormones have been found to produce in the heart in large quantities, including oxytocin, called the love hormone, because it is secreted more during satisfying sex, social bonding, and by mothers at childbirth. Gutkoska et al. 2000. The repeated experience of anxiety leads to a chronic elevation of the stress hormone cortisol, along with reduction in DHEA, the hydroepiandrosterone, and the vitality or anti-aging hormone. The cortisol to DHEA ratio is often considered a biological marker of stress and aging. Cortisol levels go up when you feel negative emotion or stress. Cortisol levels go down when you feel positive emotions such as appreciation, care, and love. Too much cortisol impairs immune function, triggers excessive fat buildup around the waist and hips, decreases bone and muscle mass, impairs memory and learning, destroys brain cells, and ages you before your time. Guyton, 1991, Sapolsky, 1992. Too much cortisol over long periods resets your body's thermostat. Your brain thinks higher cortisol is the norm and continues to produce more than it needs. This makes it harder to wind down and relax or release anxiety. DHEA has the opposite effect from cortisol. DHEA is the most prolific hormone in the body and is the hormone that many other hormones are made from, including testosterone and estrogen. Scientists have linked reduced levels of DHEA with exhaustion, depression, immune disorders, fertility, and menstrual problems. Alzheimer's, heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. High levels of DHEA can produce increased feelings of general well-being and enhanced vitality. Shiley, 1995. As you clear negative emotions from your system, your body produces less cortisol and more DHEA. Using tools and techniques to shift into a more positive emotional state will change your hormonal state. Then your hormones start working for you and to add to the energetic momentum of clearing and renewal. In one study of the participants practicing the cut-through technique, cortisol levels were reduced in an average of 23%, while DHEA level increased by over 100% in just 30 days of practice. McCarthy, Barrios, Chaplin, Rossman, 1998. The amygdala and stored significance. For decades, scientists through all sensory information went first to the brain's neocortex, thinking center, where it was conceptually understood, and only then to the amygdala, part of the emotional center, where an emotion response was added. Now, researchers show that the amygdala can initiate an emotion response even before your neocortex has a chance to consider the situation. That's why people so often feel and react before they think. They do, 1996. In other words, before you can even think, your amygdala is reacting to and evaluating life emotionally. The amygdala stores strong emotional experiences from your past that have significance to you. It assigns current significance and meaning to your life experiences based on previous emotional experience. According to Dr. Jonathan Bart, a psychologist at New York University, it is emotion that decides for the brain and the body the value of the information being processed, quoted in Goldman 1995. This is why you can have conceptual understanding but not emotional agreement. The amygdala constructs reality based on emotional patterning from the past, which colors your current perception and reactions. Strong emotional experiences become your body's emotional history. These emotional histories will condition how you feel and react to situations now. You can be operating like split screen, your rational or conceptual mind saying one thing and your feelings another because of stored emotional histories. For instance, if a dog snarled at you when you were 2 years old, it caused a strong feeling of fear. Your amygdala may send out panic messages even when you encounter a friendly dog now. If you opened your heart to someone in the past and after an initial period of warmth and intimacy ended up feeling hurt and betrayed, your amygdala's response to initial feeling of intimacy now might be fear and instinct to close off your heart. Even after you feel you have released the hurt, just seeing the person who hurt you can again trigger the emotional significance that was stored. The neural connections going from the amygdala to the neocortex are stronger and more plentiful than the wiring going in the other direction. Ledoux, 1996. Nature designed people this way as strong survival mechanism. That's why people are often tempted to believe that they have no control over strong emotional reactions. But when it comes to getting along with others and freeing themselves from emotional histories that get in the way, they need to release themselves from the clutches of the amygdala. Since emotional processes can work faster than thought, it takes power stronger than thought to override them. It takes the power of the heart.
Iris, thank you very much for your reading. We finished reading today. I would like to share some valuable information with everybody. Please don't mute yourself. I need your assistant and some help, Iris.
Okay.
Thank you. Just 1 second, please. Okay, did you see my screen? Not yet, hold on. Can you see my screen? Email?
I can see. Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just received right before webinar, I asked from home office information regarding upcoming global rally. So there is a schedule right here. Please use the following link to view Forever Global Rally 2022 for free. Below are the times each online event is happening in Arizona time. Also listed below are the Zoom links depending on the language preferences. Language preferences right here below, but it's not crucial for everybody. Not for somebody, it doesn't matter. Schedule in Arizona time. Since I am recording this webinar, so tomorrow I will gonna put it on my YouTube channel, this recording, you would be able to get this information right here. But keep in mind that I would not be able to contact home office. I am not sure about this time in a red color. Tuesday, 11 p.m. Arizona time. I am not sure about that. Probably yes, but I'm not sure 100%. But keep that in mind. And the link is right here. Non-qualifiers. And the schedule is right here, Tuesday, Wednesday twice, Thursday twice, and Saturday. That's a schedule for global rally. Any questions so far? Well, no question, everything is obvious, right? Now I would like to share something else good video message from Greg, and I would like to share this with you. Stay with me, please. No sound, right?
I don't hear anything.
Hello, Forever World.
Now there is.
Driving home the other day, I was...
Can you hear Greg?
I was hearing Greg. Now.
Okay, good. Let me start it from the beginning again.
Hello, Forever World. Driving home the other day, I was listening to a broadcaster reading the latest news from around the world. There was talk of war, inflation, mask mandates, crime, corruption, and maybe even something about a cat stuck in a tree somewhere. It got me to thinking about all those things we don't hear in the news every day. Where's all the talk about the wonders of human nature or the amazing scientific breakthroughs happening daily? I didn't hear anything about the millions of success stories that surround us or about any significant achievements in humanity. In fact, there was nothing hopeful, inspiring, or positive. As I listened, I felt a low-grade anxiousness starting to build. It would have been easy to let all that negative news get to me and turn what had been a great day into something less positive. Please don't think that this is another commentary on the media or how truth and opinion is shared with us. It's not. Of course, I see the things you see. I hear the things you hear. And there is a lot going on in the larger world that we are not happy about right now. But today, we cannot change that. We cannot stop the wars, end the pandemic, cure the sick, or even force the sun to come out. But we can decide how are we going to react to what surrounds us. We have control over that. We can choose to feel the fear and stop in our tracks, or we can choose to feel the fear and move forward courageously. There are thousands of books and podcasts dedicated to trying to gain a better understanding of fear. One book from the late Susan Jeffers is called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. In this great book, she writes, if we wait to stop feeling scared before trying to do what frightens us, we could wait forever. Pressing ahead is the only way to erase fear. Fear is such a fascinating emotion. It can wash over us at any time. It can be justified or completely unreasonable. I think we have all realized by now that life is not a bed of roses. It is, however, an exhilarating tapestry of scary moments, interrupted by glimpses of calm. Question is, do we allow the fear to paralyze us or to propel us? It can be an incredible motivator, a force that pushes us beyond our perceived limits. Or at other moments, it can completely paralyze us and make the easiest of tasks seem overwhelming. I have seen fear drive a friend to build a successful empire. I have also seen it stop a young man from simply getting out of bed. Of course, I am not talking about a life-threatening situations, mental illness, abuse, or physical harm. I am referring to these moments when we are scared to talk to someone, go to a meeting, make that call, share a product, get on a plane, go to a global rally, or even ask someone out on a date. In circumstances like these, we need to stand tall, stiffen our resolve, embrace the fear, and power forward. As we do, we will feel the exhilaration of overcoming and succeeding. It's like a young child learning to ride a bike. When they finally lift their feet, push the pedals, and feel the rush of self-propelled freedom, that freedom opens their world to so much more adventure. So the next time you're driving home, join me in turning down the voices that try to scare you. Instead, turn up your favorite music, open the windows, and sing like no one is watching.
Great message from Greg. And it's related to our subject, what we reading now. And we will continue to read this book until we finish. Any questions so far? Any comments? Okay, no problem. So please don't leave webinar. I'm going to stop recording right now and we will continue. And I'll see you on the next webinar next Monday, but don't leave it now.